hate puppies. It's good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Insert stew joke here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems, even during a time of real third, first, all over the world.
All the problems. But we dedicated 2 solid weeks to saucy nug topic, so I think we're good.
Which
on
is
that.
strong.
Yeah.
That's strong pod, if you ask me.
Got a lot of good feedback from some of the listeners. And while I'm talking about feedback, instead of ending the show, let's start the show with please review us. Give us a 5-star review. Again, we're sitting on the same sad number that we've been at for months. We have thousands of downloads every month, and the number of reviews, I can't even say it into the mic. It's so disgustingly low.
Well, they can just go look.
Yeah, they can go look. Actually, go look. See how low it is. Feel bad for us. And then you rate and review us right there. And then you know you have made me feel better.
So your rants actually got to young Jimmy because I was with him this weekend.
Oh, nice.
I was hanging out with him, and he actually made a comment.
He's a
to
great
me.
listener.
He's actually one of the top insert number here.
He's young Jimmy.
I mean, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there is like a hierarchy of listeners who actually like actively do more than enough to kind of earn their keep.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he's up there for sure. But he was here this weekend, and I was like, dude, I saw that a huge Venmo, which is what? Venmo at
Inside the Pallet House is our Venmo if you would like to be like young Jimmy.
So young Jimmy sends in a huge donation.
Huge.
Like I was like, oh, yo, it's not a car payment, it's a fucking podcast
If
Venmo
we had
account.
that many reviews, I wouldn't be complaining nonstop about it.
Honestly, if we had a review for every dollar you donated,
yes,
you'd be pretty pleased with the review number.
We have less than the half of what he's donated just in one donation.
It was impressive.
Yes.
It was impressive. And I was like, hey man, you don't have to do that. And he goes, nah, I did. He goes, because now every time Troy bitches, I can laugh and not feel guilty because I know that I'm not the one.
No, he's not
bitching that. And I go, fair enough. In fact, he's reviewed too.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say long-time listener and reviewed early when we first asked. I didn't have to yell and beg and scream and cry because he's that good of a person.
So shout out to young Jimmy.
Yes.
Thank you so much, man. And yes, don't feel any guilt. Troy's not yelling at you.
Be like young Jimmy. Except you don't even have to donate. Just go rate. He's rated, reviewed us, and made a huge donation. You guys are not young Jimmy.
And
Try to be like young Jimmy.
Multiple pairs of nectars, too.
Yes.
Every time I see him, he's got a pair of nectars on. That dude gets it.
He does.
That dude gets it.
And believe me, you rate, review, give us a donation. You will be in our hearts, and we will shout you out.
For a week, we'll
Yeah,
care.
at least.
For a week, we'll be like, you're all right.
Yeah, you're cool in our book.
You're cool in my book. Speaking of like hardcore listeners, guys who have done way too much for the show, the Abacus has stepped up.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculously. So I ran into the Abacus the other day. It was the screwiest way to run into this guy. I'm sitting at Total Wine, and did I just hit a button over there? Sorry. I'm like, I've told the story to you.
Okay.
Oh, man. Is this going to be one of those moments?
I don't know.
Be like,
Tell the story.
preemptive. I'm standing in line at Total Wine.
Yeah.
And
I'll act like I haven't heard this story.
there's a guy behind me, and I'm not thinking too much of it because we're in mask country.
Yeah.
Everybody's masked up. You don't know who's around you.
It's amazing the double takes I have to do before I recognize people. And I'm meeting people for the first time on job sites and out in the field, and I'll work with them for weeks, and then I'll see them remove the mask. I'll be like, "You don't look anything like I had in my head." Like,
dude, I was at one of my kids' soccer games this weekend, and one of their grandmas showed up to the game. Now I should know exactly who you are.
yeah,
But she's like walking along, and I see her coming along, and I'm like, I turn to my daughter. I'm like, hey, does that look like your grandma right there? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, I mean, it walks like her, right? She's like, yeah.
You mean one of your kids' grandparents?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my wife's mom.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm
I
like,
thought I thought you meant like one of the grandmas that you recognized from like the team that was there.
No. I'm like,
you're talking about a relative.
Yeah, I was like, does that look like your grandma there? And even my daughter's like,
I don't know.
It moves like her.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it walks like her, but I mean, I can't tell because she had her big old mask on, and like I'm awkwardly staring at this lady, and she's like walking around, and she doesn't recognize me either, because she's like kind of bebopping around everybody's crowd, like invading their 6 feet, like in her mask, like checking them out.
She's
and then
elderly. Her eyes probably aren't what they once were.
Yeah, and then I hear this like, Brendan. I'm like, oh, thank God, I didn't know if that was you or not. I was like, yeah, come on over, like we're good to go.
Yeah, at least it wasn't like, oh, I couldn't tell it was you till you turned around.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, Brendan, like, hello. But so yeah, he was standing behind me in line. I didn't know, and
because I don't pay attention to that.
No, I try not to eyeball people. Yeah, because all we got is eyes now. I don't want to like be all freaked out.
Yeah, you can't tell people's facial expressions.
No. So I had
is he me mugging me under that mask.
The guy in the aisle next to us is like, excuse me,
cashier.
Sir. Yeah, the cashier. Sorry, he was like, hey, I'm open. I got no one over here. Come on over. And the guy behind me drops no, I'm good. I'll wait. And I'm thinking, what kind of an asshole wants to wait on a guy getting
a keg? Yeah, you weren't buying a 12-pack.
Yeah, and so I turn around to see this obvious buffoon. You know, like this dude's an idiot. And so I turn around and I'm like looking at him, and it took me a little bit. Like I'm staring at him, and I'm like, huh.
He's probably looking directly at you.
He's staring at me.
Through you.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, this dude is eyeballing the shit out of me. And I was like, wait a minute.
What'd I do to this guy like back there in the keg room? Like,
and he just refuses to leave my line. Like, no, I need to know his address. I'll see it on there.
I'm following him out to the car.
But sure enough, he just stares at me. Doesn't like make any sounds. I'm like, oh, you son, what's up, man? So it was cool. Ran into the abacus there. He ended up coming back over here. We had a couple beers.
Nice.
What I didn't know was that I was getting buttered up a little bit by the M4K mustache crew. He had been sent on a mission.
Oh.
Yes.
Recon.
He had been sent, and I guess he was just like, if I just stand here at Total Wine long enough,
I'll run into him. Don't know where Brendan is right now, but I know if I wait here long enough, I will run into him.
Yeah, he'll show up and buy beer because he's got issues. And sure enough, like he's like, yeah, I'm actually coming by your house. I was like, okay then. But
well, I guess coming by somebody's house is a shot in the dark, but all the listeners and everybody knows your schedule now. It is house heavy.
And he did hit me up earlier in the day with just like a random, what are you up to? And I was like, I'm cleaning for football tomorrow, so I'm going to be posted up over here. So I think he got the info he needed to know I wasn't moving far from the house. And, but he was they were trying to get us to help with M4K this year because apparently the growers and everybody who's listened to this show for any amount of time knows that every November we grow mustaches for charity. And this year they can't do their standard like
weekly check-ins
at the breweries and do all that kind of stuff. So they wanted to engage us and try to find a way where we could help bring some sense of community to all of the growers and kind of give them somewhere weekly to go to and tune into.
We can do that.
I just don't know how.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yeah, we'll just do a podcast every week. Hoping I'd get away with that old nugget. Like, yeah, we'll just do a podcast every week. He's like, yeah, I know that. Like, you've been doing that for 6 years.
Yeah.
So
maybe we do our podcast, and then on Wednesdays we'll do like an hour-long Mustache for Kids podcast that could be like a bonus episode or something.
I desperately need that content.
Yeah.
I gotta, like, I need to milk that Mustaches for Kids for the regular episode.
Yeah.
But maybe you're right. Maybe like some special interviews that can be housed somewhere else or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But I would love to
get our people on it.
Engage the listeners, and if you have a way where we could, if you have an idea of how we could actually bring podcast to people.
Can we record off the Zoom onto the board?
I think I can figure that out.
Uh-huh.
I think I can figure that out. But then do I really want 50 mustache-wearing dudes talking to each other going into the board?
Well, what we can do is mute them all, and they can type out questions, and we can unmute 1-on-1 if we want to interview somebody or something like that.
That'd be interesting.
Doable.
Just a stream of consciousness of these guys, like questions that they're gonna drop on us, and like have to figure out. I don't know. We'll have to figure out answers on the fly. That could actually be fun.
Yeah.
That actually wouldn't be any work at all.
Or topics, too. It doesn't even have to be mustache related.
Yeah, like literally pull things up on the screen. That'd actually be kind of sweet. We'll have to figure that out.
We're solving first world problems. That's what we do here.
That's what we do. The question is, will the mustaches raise a lot of money this year? It's going to be interesting
that worries
to see.
me.
Because you're not going to have some of that camaraderie, and I know a lot of the guys do this for the camaraderie more so than even... It's obviously always for the kids, but I mean the camaraderie is a big part of it.
It's fun. It's fun getting together with those guys.
It is. So I wonder how that's going to work itself out. So yeah, if anyone has
a pretty
ideas.
solid beard, I'm gonna have to shave off.
Yeah, I think that is going to be one of the things where we're going to do like Zoom shavings. So a bunch of naked guys. Wait a minute. Sounds like it for him.
Tricked me into saying that.
Yeah. Maybe I will do that. Show up in the dong sarong for the shave video.
That'd be hilarious.
Shave it in. I'm going to the beach in a couple weeks. I'm actually thinking about taking the dong sarong down there.
Oh, yeah, you got to.
Show these people what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good
Show
look.
how hip you are.
It's a good look.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-dong sarong.
You can pull it off.
That's for sure. Dude, speaking of Young Jimmy, he brought me a gift this week.
Ooh.
Now I am referring to this whiskey.
Yeah, I was like, I see that Japanese whiskey box over there.
The Hatuzaki. Now that's a new one on me. Never tried it. And when you look at this stuff, it is like super, super light.
Did you try it yet?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. But it's super light, like almost to the point like whiskey is dark.
Yeah.
This is like golden.
Like more rum looking?
It's not even that dark.
Oh, wow.
Super light. It almost looks like that mid-level tequila. Like there's like the Añejo, the Reposado. And it's like there's one in the middle where they barely... It looks like that.
Like a blend.
I was like, dang, that's not going to be very good.
Yeah.
We tried it. It was phenomenal. The Japanese are so much more efficient.
How'd you drink it?
On the rocks.
Nice.
Yeah, like a grown-up.
Well, I've been hanging out with this guy in my neighborhood who's huge into the whiskey game, bourbon and whiskey, and... he's given me, I've gotten to taste some high-end stuff, rare stuff that you can't even get around here. He trades with people. He trades with people in Poland.
Oh, it's a hardcore market. And he would probably be pretty psyched about this because it's so hard to find Japanese whiskeys now.
Yeah, and he's given me some stuff that just straight up in a cup just goes down
amazing,
smooth, doesn't burn at all.
Isn't that crazy?
I know.
Like they can get this stuff so damn good
yeah,
if done properly.
And usually I'm not a room temperature. Like, I need some ice. I need some water.
I prefer ice. I really do. But, so he brought this. He brought over the Hatuzaki small batch whiskey. And he was like, I brought you something. I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome. And then he's like, I brought you something else, too. And he presented me.
He is the best.
Oh, it's the best.
He's the best.
It's the best. So as you can see here, I have what would you say that is?
Whoa. You're strapped, dude. What's in your pocket there?
I got a little gun.
Whoa!
Got a gun. I just keep the grip just hanging out.
That's not your revolver you used to carrying.
This is a little different.
A little different.
It's a little different.
Looks like a got stolen from Captain Blackbeard or something.
Yeah, it's definitely got a pirate vibe.
Yeah.
But you'll notice it also has another P vibe.
Oh, God.
This gun right here. I got the old pew pew.
Oh, my gosh.
Now that's a gun.
What is that thing?
That's a penis.
Well, obviously it's a penis with a gun handle and a trigger on it.
Like, what the hell am I looking at here?
Please tell me it does not shoot anything.
Doesn't shoot. Trigger doesn't move.
Well, it's got a hole in the end.
Big hole in the end of a massive dong. I mean, that's a
healthy dong.
That's a meaty dong on the end of that pistol. So I don't know exactly what it's for, but I know that I want to carry it. I mean, what's better than a dildo on the end of a pistol grip?
I mean, if you pull that on someone...
Yeah, freeze!
That thing just points directly at
Troy
me.
is staring down the barrel of a dong right now. Yeah, man.
Good thing Stu's not here. He'd be licking his lips.
Oh, yeah. He's somewhere right now going, why am I getting hard? Yeah, that's my new...
Can I handle that thing?
Pistol dong. Yeah, it's ceramic, so don't drop it.
Oh, wow. So the trick, like, nothing moves on it. There's no...
It's a piece of art.
Oh, it's art.
That is a pistol penis.
Oh, it's got veins in it? And
Of course it's got veins in it. I'm not going to be intimidated by a non-veiny dong pointed at my head.
Oh, the grip's all nice and etched. Man,
oh, yeah.
Fancy.
No, somebody put some serious ceramic time into making that dong. That's a piece of art.
You got to keep that away from the kids. That's going to be a hard one to explain.
I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. Like, I don't even know where to put it. I'm actually thinking about getting a holster. And like a holster that I can like maybe put on the wall out here or something, and then just like keep it in the holster, and then if someone gets out of line, pull the penis on them.
You got to work that into your Halloween costume, right?
I'll work it in. I'll find a way to work it into my costume. What are you, just a guy who walks funny? That's what you think.
You just ride a horse here?
Yeah.
You can say that.
My costume's a little different, a little undercover this year. So what are you? I'm a guy with a pistol penis in his ass. Hell of a guy.
Where's your holster? Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, right back here. No, that thing's awkward. That thing's
That's
awkward.
weird. I gotta talk to young Jimmy and find out where the hell you even come across that thing.
Yeah, the backstory is a little sad and a little funny all at the same time. So I won't put his business out here, but we will say that he found it or discovered it and thought, what am I going to do with this? And this is months ago. I'm on the phone with him. I was like, you're not going to throw it out, are you? And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, what else am I going to do with a penis gun? And I'm like, I'll take it. And he's like,
nice.
For what? I was like, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But if it's a gun that has a penis on the end.
Step 1, acquire penis pistol. Step 2, blank.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out when we get there.
Steps 2 through 10 are going to be hilarious. I assure you of that. Just get me the penis gun.
Is that going to be on the picture of the episode?
I don't know if it would get through the Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Maybe like tucked in the background. Then it would just look like a penis.
Maybe if it's like the head's back behind something.
You just see the gun
You
grip.
see the gun grip and the fleshy middle part.
Yeah, because it goes from typical gun grip to just fleshy looking. Like a nice hue there. It's a good looking penis gun. Not that I have a lot of them.
Yeah.
But
well, now you're going to be a collector.
I can unequivocally say I have the best penis gun collection of anybody who listens to this podcast.
True that.
That's a fact.
In
fact, if you think you have a better penis gun collection,
hit us up.
Send it to me. I want to see.
After your review and
actually, you know what? I just opened myself up to dick pics by saying that. Be like, oh, I couldn't get a good picture of the grip, but you could see clearly.
It's going to be someone holding their gun next to their penis.
Yeah. Why'd you get a flaccid penis gun? Gross. I see you went with the little one.
Yeah.
What is that, a Derringer?
It's like a penis, only smaller.
Exactly. So that's a 22, I guess? What is that?
Let me guess, it shoots blanks.
I'm carrying a 45.
That's right.
Badass. Yeah, that's a weird gift. But I did ask for it.
He did give you the Japanese whiskey.
And he presented the whiskey first.
And a ton of cash.
Like a gentleman.
Yeah.
He said, look at this gift.
Yeah.
And it's wrapped in this penis.
There's a catch. There's a catch.
Quite the catch. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that this weekend, though. Every time somebody stepped out of line on Sunday.
Did you draw down?
No, I'd pull the gun.
Hell yeah.
Pull the gun and be like, hey, man, you need to watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is a place of worship or business, whatever you want to call it.
God
here.
help if you hit somebody upside the head. I mean,
It's
if you
beautiful.
literally penis whip somebody with that, they be feeling it.
Oh, they'll feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that one never goes down.
No, I thought that was an interesting gift, but I think it literally is art on some level.
I'm sure
it's made out of ceramic.
That's probably 3 credits at VCU.
Yeah. Like whoever made that.
Somebody made that in a class, and it was probably at a some art showing, and some snobby art guy was probably like, well, this represents the blah, 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 blah.
The violence associated with
exactly.
penises.
Penises and guns, they're the same thing.
I would have loved to have gotten into that guy's head. Like, he's just sitting there and he's like, I need motivation.
Yeah. You think he had like 50 other like penis guns he didn't like and just kept scrapping them, throwing them in the trash, It's just not right.
It's just not right. The neighbors are like, do you see how many penises are in Bob's trash? It's really weird.
Oh, so many penis guns. Who even makes that?
What's with the double shooter? That one has 2 penises and 1 pistol grip. It's really odd.
Yeah, is there a whole line? Like, is there like...
what happens if... I wish Stu was here. I thought I never would have said that. But I wish he could look up penis guns because I don't want to look it up on my computer because then I'm going to keep getting ads for penis guns. I don't want that. But I would allow Stu to have ads for penis guns.
Stu, get on that.
I mean, what if it's some, like, hardcore, like, piece of, like, art? Like, what if this is, like, you know, Picasso made penis guns for a little while to make ends meet? Like, I've got a Picasso penis.
Take that on Antiques Roadshow.
So I found this. I'm guessing it's from the 40s. But
ooh, what you have here?
You do not have the original penis pistol.
The guy drops it and shatters it.
I owe you $2.3 million. I wonder. It has value to me. I know that. I know that. But it's so delicate. Like, it's ceramic. Like, it scares me because the floor here is so hard. Like, I don't want to drop it.
Yeah, but this penis is pretty hard, too.
It is. It is. Maybe it'll just break the floor.
Put a big hole in it, probably.
It's a weird gift. But technically, I did ask for it, apparently.
You know what? That thing would be perfect. I have to keep sanitizing my hands after I touch it. It seems weird.
Isn't that weird how every time I pick it up and play with it, I wash my hands? It's like...
Are you talking about the gun?
Both. Because I don't know where it's been. Like,
I don't know where the penis gun's
I don't know the backstory on that, but I would guess it's from the 60s.
You know where that would be awesome? Would be one of those gag gifts at Christmas time when, like, you do the swap. That'd be a hilarious gift to watch someone open, like, at a Christmas party.
You got me a gun? Whoa. Dude.
And then there's one crazy wife that everybody knows is a little off, and she's, like, snatching it. She wants it.
Yeah.
You're like, I thought you were anti-gun. I got to have it.
I'm going to trade this $500 Amazon gift card for the penis gun.
Yes, this brand new iPad that's not been unwrapped. I want the penis gun.
Come on. I always get screwed in these things. I had the good gift.
Yep. It would happen. It would definitely happen.
All right, I'll go to the topic list. Penis gun. Done.
Check that off.
Yeah, that was a weird one. So I got something the other day that we were talking to Andrew Christensen.
Christensen, yeah.
Or Saucy Nugs, as everyone knows him. And we found out that he's an Old Bay guy on the wings.
Yeah, I made some yesterday, actually.
They're the best. They're the absolute best. Well, I just got my hands on the Old Bay hot sauce.
Ooh.
Have you ever tried that stuff? Man, it is fantastic.
Is it?
It's got a good amount of heat. You can still taste the Old Bay.
Did you
know
cook with it, or what'd you do with it?
I've just been putting it on tacos and stuff thus far. But I think this could be
a Texas Pete style hot sauce or like a Tabasco style hot sauce?
Well, it has more flavor, so I would say more Texas Pete than Tabasco because it has more that Old Bay flavor.
Well, I always think Tabasco has more flavor than Texas Pete, but I would assume Texas Pete with Old Bay would be good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So that's actually, I typically use either the Frank's Red Hot Buffalo sauce.
Yeah, I like Frank's.
But this stuff has just the right amount of Old Bay. I think it would be absolutely perfect on wings. So
after you cook the Old Bay wings, sling them in that
because
sauce.
It's not so much Old Bay that it would over... Because you can over Old Bay something.
You can, because when I made the wings, I was worried because I was like, I just kept pouring it in there in that gallon bag and shaking it up. And I wanted it, like, coated. I almost, like, coated every wing. Like
that's how I basically do that.
And I wasn't disappointed with it. And I cooked them like you did for an hour, all indirect heat.
When you do that, it cooks off some of it, so you never have too much. Like, it's perfect.
And it kind of, like, caramelizes some of it, so it's not.
But tossing it in that Old Bay hot sauce, like, I am sold. And it immediately tastes like the best Bloody Mary you've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I've never even put it in a Bloody Mary.
Oh, that'd be great.
Like, the first taste, you go, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it is a perfect treat. So I'm ecstatic. That stuff has been super hard to find. Like, it came out, and I got a bunch of text messages like, look what just came out. Look what just came out. And it was gone, like, from the website in no time.
I love a good Bloody Mary, but I can only do one.
I'm the same way.
And I prefer not to make it. I like somebody who knows how to make one, and I'm like, you do you, and if you know how to make a good one, I trust in it. And then after one, I'm like, okay.
So if you go to a Bloody Mary bar, you don't want any part of it? You ever seen those where they put out all the stuff?
I don't know if I've ever done one, because I would usually just order whatever their, like,
so I love
bestseller is.
I love it because you pick the sauce or the mix,
Yeah.
and then you just start adding like little Worcestershire, little Old Bay, and then you can taste it and go, okay, it needs more of this. You can dial that thing in, man. It's phenomenal. Good Bloody Mary bar have crazy stuff out there too. Like, like pickles and bacon. You're like, yeah, we'll throw 5 pieces of bacon in there. Turn it into an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah.
You know?
We always do them at the pool when we do we'll do a pancake and waffle breakfast, and then all the parents will bring Bloody Mary stuff in, and we'll be doing mimosas and Bloody Marys.
But you'll hand that off to the best maker. And go, you make mine.
Yep.
I will always make mine. I just
don't know enough. I really don't even know what's in them, honestly. I mean, I know it's a Bloody Mary mix.
Next time you should just watch. That's really how you learn, Troy.
Yeah. I don't want to. But, I never, make them myself. It's always, at an event or something, It's not like I wake up on Sundays and just make a Bloody Mary.
I know. My wife will do that. She'll just wake up and start making Bloody Marys, and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of work. I mean, mimosas are hard enough. I got to put 2 things together.
I already drink enough, and when I start drinking at 10 on a Sunday, and like you said, doing that much work to do it, I'm like, I really feel the guilt starts to wash over. But if I'm at the breakfast and everybody's doing it, I'm like, I'm in. But it's like if I'm just sitting around the house making eggs for the kids, and I'm like, I need a Bloody Mary right now. It's like, ooh, okay, Troy, check yourself. You're entering a whole nother level.
I've been having that check yourself thought
a
couple of times because this podcast screws me. Yep. Adding Monday night to the mix is not something I'd ever used to do. Yeah. Now I'm 6 years in and it feels normal.
Yeah.
It's like Monday nights. I'm like, hey, I'm going to have a drink.
Because it usually starts on Thursday.
Yeah, so it's like I'm on.
We used to do Thursdays every week.
We should go back to doing the podcast on Thursdays. That way I can take Monday back.
Yeah.
It's not a horrible idea.
I'm not against it.
Especially now that they're coming out on Fridays.
Well, before the podcast, even you and I were hanging out every Thursday. You would have people over every Thursday.
It was my time. Now no one hangs out on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I end up just having 2 beers and go to bed.
Yeah.
So let's make it 6 beers and do a podcast.
Exactly.
Makes sense to me.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Let's get rid of these Monday nights, and then our stuff would be more up to date.
True.
Telling jokes that are a week old.
Yeah. Or a week old by the time they hear it.
This week, I'm not even telling jokes.
Yeah,
taking a very serious, very somber tone tonight. That's how we're doing it. Well, we're doing the old 2-man weave. We haven't done this in forever.
We did it for a long time like this though, which looking back seems insane.
And the ratings were good.
Yeah,
the download numbers were high.
Yeah,
which was crazy.
Speak to us. Let us know what you think about the 2-man weave.
Don't. I don't want to. They're like, well, it had a subtle.
We should put a poll out. What's the best version of the podcast?
I don't want Ely's ego getting stroked.
Yeah,
that dude. Everyone's like, I just like it better when Ely's here. I'm like, yeah, me too.
Yeah, we all do. We all do. We get it.
We understand your point. You're not wrong.
No.
Call him. Tell him to come over.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
He didn't even tell us he wasn't going to be here tonight.
Well, did you ever have any illusions that he would be?
I never.
Yeah, so there you go.
On it.
Then so it's not like I wasn't upset or shocked.
No.
I felt no emotion.
I always assume he's not here. What happened?
I think that dude just ran into the.
We're watching Monday Night Football, and this dude is trapped underneath the.
Yeah, I think he just ran into the Boomer mobile. Well, the thing that Boomer used to ride.
No, Booger.
Yeah,
he's not moving.
No, he knocked himself out cold.
Wow!
On a damn.
But he's half under the damn thing.
Well, don't drive it.
Let's move it.
I've seen that happen.
Seen him drive over somebody?
Oh, dude, this is one of the worst stories in my life. I was in 4th grade. living in Arizona, and we all used to play football in this big old field, right? Gigantic field. In Arizona, a school will have a field
acreage.
that's like, like 4 football fields long and just goes off the horizon, And we would be out there playing. And this particular day, I just remember my buddy Eric and I decided to go on the pumper swings, which is something you guys don't have here in
I was getting ready to ask, what's a pumper swing?
It's like literally like a cage that sits around you that's hanging by more metal bars, and it's got like these handles that you reach out in front of you and you pull them, and it swings the cage back and forth, and so you actually pump, and then it makes the swing because the pumping motion
something kind of
makes
like you'd see in a Cirque du Soleil act or something.
Certainly. And pumper swings were awesome because you could get them to go all the way up and almost around. Then they had a block, like so that when it swung around,
it would hit.
Yeah, and so you could get it to go tank at the very top, and you were like, "Man, I almost flipped that thing."
I could have gone all the way around.
And you know that if you could break the block,
yeah,
you could be the first kid to do a full 360. Yeah. And so there were days where you're like, "I don't want to play football. We're going for the record.
Yeah,
we want because you wanted to be the kid."
Yeah.
Who busted it and flipped it around.
Isn't there like a story about that? Like the kid who goes over the swing and like turns inside out or something like that? I feel like that's a...
It sounds like some Shel Silverstein stuff.
I might be now that you say it.
Sounds like it. But we weren't playing football on this particular day, but the rest of the guys were. And so he and I were sitting on the pumper swings, and we're just playing. And just
pumping away.
We watch my buddy Jason go out long for the ball, and he goes out long and he goes to catch it, and it's kind of like dew on the grass, and he catches it, and then he notices that there's a tractor, like literally a tractor with one of those attachments off the back that has the 2 blades that you pull behind it, and he saw it coming, so he hits.
And it's in operation?
No, it's just stopped. Janitor's just sitting in it.
Yeah.
And Jason goes to hit the brakes and slides, and his legs slide right under the thing.
And if you slide on wet grass, like you see in soccer players do it, like you can slide 10 yards.
Like he slid.
Yeah.
And his legs went under the thing. And he's like, oh, man. He's like starting to work his way back out. And everybody's screaming, like, yo, 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 yo.
The janitor didn't see it?
And the janitor's not looking our way. He's faced the other way. I'm not kidding. The janitor fires the thing up while Jason's under it.
But he's under the tire, not under the blades.
No, he's under the blades.
Oh, no.
He's under the fucking blades.
No.
And then you hear everybody screaming, and Eric and I jump off the pumper swings, and we're running out there screaming, no, 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 no. The dude fired it up.
Oh, no.
And we were all screaming, like all the kids like ran up to him. We're like, stop, stop. And like he's like, what the heck? And he turns it off, He hadn't gone anywhere. He just fired up the blades. And booka, booka, booka.
No way.
Yeah, it chopped the kid up. Like from the, I'd say mid-thigh down.
Dude, there's serious arteries running through there.
He lived.
Wow.
He lived. I remember
didn't take his toes off or anything?
Oh, he was mangled. I remember they pulled him out.
Yeah.
And he was mangled. It
was
bad. And he ended up getting all kinds of plastic surgery and rehab. He was the only kid in 4th grade who could touch the rim. He was tall.
No.
He was a heck of an athlete, and he was tall. And I remember his big comeback. We were doing
dude, touch the rim in the 4th grade is silly.
So he was so tall.
5 feet tall.
Yeah,
if
he
you're
was
tall.
We were waiting for him to be the first kid to dunk, And he ended up getting all chopped up. Now, he was in the play. What were we doing? It was like Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs or something.
He was a dwarf after his legs got chopped off?
That's horribly funny. That's fucked up, dude. No, he was dwarf. Prince Charming. And I remember we were doing the play, and he ended up
He had a walker?
He came back. He did it on crutches.
Oh,
and
my
it was
gosh.
But it was such a big deal because he'd been in the hospital for so long.
Yeah.
And it was our big play at the end of the year, And he had all this plastic surgery, and I remember you could see the plastic all through his leg, big divots coming out and everything. And
he was wearing shorts? He wasn't wearing pants for the play?
No. I'm saying when he would show it to him. Look, we're 4th graders.
Yeah.
Bro, let me see that plastic.
Yeah.
And, he'd pull it up, and it was skin that has the weird hash marks in it. It's plastic. They reconstructed this kid. He walked again.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, it didn't break any of the bones.
But he never dunked.
It just, I moved away in
Yeah.
like 5th grade, so I don't know, or 6th grade, I guess. So I never got to see how that netted out.
Wow.
But he ended up being okay because, like, the way he was skinny enough that it didn't chop the bones. It was just chopping the meat. It was gross, man. When they pulled him out, we all thought he was dead. Like,
yeah.
And what's crazy is I don't ever recall, like, the county being
like a
sued
fear of
or
lawnmowers
anything.
and shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Tractors.
But that was insane. Like, that was a pretty traumatic moment.
You brought back a memory of a story I was going to tell about someone breaking a bone on playing football, but I'm not even going to tell it now. Like, it's not even worth bringing up. Like, yeah, I saw a kid break his collarbone, and nobody went and got a teacher. Everybody was worried they were getting in trouble, but it's not even worth talking about now.
When I see a guy underneath something like that.
Did they ever show what happened to this guy?
Yeah, he got up and ran back.
They get some of that soccer spray out and fix him up. Yeah.
You're good to go, buddy. Yeah, it just, I don't know, whenever I see someone with their legs under something, I'm like, please get that dude out.
Yeah,
please get that dude out immediately, because I've seen what can happen, and I can't see a dude with his legs under something.
That's such a weird story because it sounds like it should never happen. Like, it wasn't running. Like,
no, the dude had to turn it on.
That's crazy.
Like, that's what's so crazy. Like, Jason's working his way out. Had to turn the fucking thing on, that bastard.
I hope he got fired.
I'm surprised they didn't get sued. Or maybe they did get sued.
Yeah.
Because it was the late 80s. I mean, I'm sure it's a pretty sue-happy culture.
Yeah.
I'm sure they ended up suing, but we never heard about it. We were 4th graders. We didn't know any better.
You weren't privy to all the goings-ons at the council meetings.
We'll give him the Prince Charming role. We'll just give him the lead.
And his parents are like, okay, we're good. We're all even.
We're good here.
Yeah.
That's what he needs.
Yeah.
Because he was so shy. Yeah, that was not good. That one's not on the list.
No.
That one's not on the list. So
there's a lot of things not on that list.
No. I'll tell you what, though. Let's go ahead and do a deli now.
Okay.
And then.
Well, I'm kind of excited because this deli's local, and I think you like sours.
I do. It's becoming more and more difficult for me to enjoy a sour. And it's funny because when I first had sours, I was like, I love them. And then after a while, I was like, I no longer love them.
Yeah.
And now I'm like finding the spot. I want it to be lightly sour, so it's refreshing. Yeah. I can't have overly sour. About to find out.
So this is a new, I'd never even heard of it. Had some college buddies say, hey, we're all going to meet up at the Crazy Rooster.
Oh, okay.
You going to want to meet up? And I was like, well, I've never heard of this place. Where is it? Well, if you're familiar with the Greater
name
Richmond
of this beer is great. And the runner goes.
Yeah. So this place, Crazy Rooster, is just down Midlothian in Powhatan. Right, if you're familiar with the area, right past Windy Hill, you make a left, almost right past Windy Hill. It's in a little, they're always in like these business park areas now.
Yeah, that's an interesting
It's
location.
like a new business park area, and of course they have a nice patio. I didn't even go in because they basically were serving everybody outside. But this is, it's called In the Runner Goza. It's a 5.0 ABV.
Perfect.
6 IBU, which is really low.
Yep.
Says our first grain inoculated in kettle soured beer brewed with wheat, coriander, and pink Himalayan sea salt. A perfect balance of salty and sour with a refreshing lemony zing.
Have you had this?
I had one there.
Okay. So you already know kind of what to expect.
Yeah, but I want to drink it again because I don't really recall all the notes. I had a couple of their beers there. Two of my buddies recommended this one, and the owner was there serving us, and he recommended it. So I figured I got to buy it. I bought a 4-pack of it, 16-ounce cans.
You assume there'd be 4 people here?
Yes, I did.
You're a sucker. You should have known better.
I should have. That's on me. But if you like it, we can have 2 then.
I'm glad Stu's not here because the marketing is like, it's so basic. It's just a silver can with a sticker put on it.
This is
brand new brewing.
I was going to say this is new brewery 101, like kind of making it so sparse and like we're all about the beer. Like we're just going to make a label.
Give them time. They're always all about the beer till they get enough money to be about the can too.
So this label that's on it is just slapped on, you can tell.
Oh yeah.
And it's a standard label that they handwrite everything on. You can tell the name, the ABV, and the date that it was brewed or bottled, canned, I should say, is all handwritten on here. And the only thing on it is the basic label with some empty spots where they fill it in, and then, of course, the government warning, because that's how we got to roll.
America. So I've officially already had half of this beer.
You've had that much already, just while I was yapping for a minute.
It's about that, about that much.
Nice.
When I first had the first sip, I was ready for the Goza mouth punch.
Yeah,
because you have to have one sip,
it's
and
tart.
then you start dealing with it. Same way with sour candies, like that first bite, it's a kick in the teeth.
Yeah,
and then you can move forward. This beer, very light kick in the mouth on that first sip. I was like, wait a minute. Okay.
You're like, is it settled? What's going on here?
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
Crazy Rooster and the Runner Goza. This is a wheat beer, right?
It's a wheat, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not hoppy and it's not malty. It's got a wheat backbone.
Brewed with wheat, coriander, and pink Himalayan sea salt.
Yep. So, whatever strain they're using to create the sour is really mild, and I mean that in the best possible way. All I taste here is a wheat beer.
It says grain inoculated and kettle soured. Now, I don't know what that means in the beer nerd world.
It's just what they say. The inoculated is like that's the process.
But kettle soured, I guess, is a different type of souring process. Maybe some they add afterwards or something.
This beer has just the right amount of sea salt because they add that salt to cut down on some of the tart.
Yeah.
Has just the right amount of that.
And pink Himalayan sea salt is the cool salt to use now.
They all do, except for that beer Shark Tears. They use the actual, they distill the ocean water and use that, which I think is a good angle.
Yeah, it's a good marketing ploy.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's any better. I think actually it's probably better with pink Himalayan, but I like that they're doing that. I'm like, yeah, you get points.
And Shark Tears. I mean, that's hilarious.
No, you get points.
That's why the ocean salty. It's full of shark tears.
This beer's the shit.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of like a lemony coriander, I guess.
Yeah.
Pop. But you totally taste that it's a wheat beer.
Yep.
The sour's super light and refreshing. I like this beer a lot more than I should.
Nice.
Especially coming out of the Goza camp. This beer is getting a 4. And I almost want to give it more.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm a little enthralled with it and how good it is. It's definitely a 4. It could be more. That's about as good as it goes it gets for me. I love that beer. I will drink that again. I will seek this brewery out. I'm psyched right now.
Nice.
That's really, really good.
Good. Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Kudos to the guys who showed you this.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I hope that was Josh and Jeff.
I hope that as this brewery gets older and more mature, that they don't keep bumping up the sour because this is so balanced. Phenomenal beer.
Yeah, I think that's something, when the kind of like you when the sour game first got introduced, I was just infatuated with it. It was such a new flavor.
Yeah, and then people started going over the top, just like the hop game.
Just like the hop game.
This is fantastic.
The word you use, balance, that's exactly what this is. This is just enough sour to give you flavor.
And just enough wheat to still taste like a wheat beer.
And just enough salt to cut through it.
This is great.
And it finishes so clean and so crisp. You can still taste it. You can still taste that sour in your mouth. Yep. But your face doesn't do the pucker.
It didn't on the first sip, which is that's when I was like, what am I dealing with here? I didn't hard pucker. I just lightly puckered.
Yeah. I love this beer too. I could give it a 4, and if someone argued higher, I couldn't.
That's
really
the thing. If I said 4 or 5,
yeah.
you would have just gone, "Whoa!" You wouldn't have thought I
Yeah.
was crazy. Though.
No,
That's good. So 2 4s. That's a deli.
yeah, I'd say that's a deli,
That's fantastic.
and I think Ely would like it.
I know he would because of the wheat backbone, and
Yeah.
that's what he likes. So that's shockingly good.
Yeah,
Woo.
good job,
Crazy Rooster. Congratulations.
out of Powhatan, and kind of proud to know that that's local. That's good. I like to see good beer because look, Richmond has a ton of local beer.
Yeah.
And we're homers, but we also pay them what we don't like.
But if you told me that you'd brought this in from Ohio,
We
I'd still
still
be
like it, yeah.
that's phenomenal.
Yeah, but we've also paying beers locally that we don't like.
Oh, I love to shit on a local beer.
Yeah.
I'm a contrarian by nature. Like, I want to dislike what you like.
Yeah.
I get happy from that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you like that? Oh,
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah, you tend not to like most things that you like aren't usually popular. There's a few exceptions in there.
I like popular things. I like to find the thing that the other people are missing.
Yeah.
If I can go, I know it's better.
Yeah.
No, it's just, that's a better version. There's one exception. Yeti.
That was gonna be my that's the major exception.
But if anyone listens back, I was trying to hype up all the things that aren't Yeti until I got one. I was like, fuck it.
You'll appreciate this or hate it because you and I have a totally different take on this. And I'm obviously the odd man out here, but I got in a heated argument with some of the Dad Tex guys at the pool about a month ago. We had an adult night, and we were doing a play whatever you want song. Everybody take a turn.
Yeah.
And
It's my favorite game.
Yeah, somebody played some Pearl Jam.
Yeah, now we're dancing.
And I was like, man, this is not good music. And they all were floored. What are you talking about?
It's a good question.
Pearl Jam is amazing.
Yeah.
They're the greatest. They're this. And I'm like, look, here's the deal. They all did the same thing we all do.
Have you heard this?
No, they did when I was in whatever grade.
Yeah, that's the worst argument.
It is the worst argument.
Because everybody thinks that their music was the best when they were 18 to 24.
And we're in there. You have to admit, we're in Pearl Jam's wheelhouse when it comes to that.
100%.
So,
but in my defense, I hated Pearl Jam. I was a Nirvana guy, and I was like, screw Pearl Jam. I like Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains. I liked that kind of harder sound. It wasn't until college that I had a roommate who constantly was playing Pearl Jam, and then one day something just clicked, and I was like, this is better.
Well, so my counter argument to Terrence, actually, Penny Lane Pub,
I owe him money.
He was going.
I haven't forgotten, Terrence.
He was going hard on me, and I was like, look, dude, it's like two of my favorite movies of all time, Over the Top and Iron Eagle.
Yep.
Two of my favorite movies of all time. I could watch them. I could sit down and watch them back to back right now.
Horrible
movies.
Yes, horrible.
But I love them.
I understand.
And that's my argument for a
Which
lot
one's
of
better,
music.
Iron Eagle or Over the Top? There's only one answer.
I'd probably pick an Iron Eagle.
Well, you're correct.
Okay, good.
Because Over the Top kills me, dude. I enjoy the movie for what it is, but come on. Well, it took a switch. Motherfucker, right?
It's a documentary.
I understand that. So is Iron Eagle.
You know what's funny is Over the Top is more feasible. Iron Eagle is laughably impossible.
Children can fly planes, dude.
60-year-olds can steal F-16s. It's that simple.
Those movies in that time, like people stole like amazing spy planes from all kinds of stuff. Like it was just pretty normal.
What do you need? I need 2 fully loaded F-16s, clearance to fly overseas. Yeah, I can do that. That's easy.
All you got to do is get over that fence.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I just started watching Cobra Kai.
I still haven't started.
So, dude, you got to watch it, but it's funny because literally in there's 20 episodes, 2 seasons, 10 episodes each. Probably in 4 or 5 of the episodes, Johnny will be eating cereal or something, and Iron Eagle will be on the TV. He watches it over and over and over.
What the heck? That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I would give Iron Eagle the gold star over the Top. What was the point? What were you talking about?
So the point of this,
okay.
I think the whole point of this conversation was
Pearl Jam.
Talking about music and taste and just what you have, at a certain point in your life, you fall in love with it. And it doesn't make it good; it just makes it what you like. So that was always my argument.
Yeah, that
Are you
is
turning
the
the heater off.
Turning it down dramatically.
It's hot. In here.
Got super hot, dude.
Yeah.
I have that thing set up for winter, but apparently it's just fall.
Yeah. It's not fall. Tomorrow's fall.
Yeah, fall got
It's
here
summer.
early.
It's summer right now.
Let's not get it twisted. Fall got here early. But yeah, I think that is the argument, dude. Whatever you come up with, that's your time. People that are able to keep their musical mind open are a rare breed.
Yeah.
And I try real hard, and I'm still not perfect at it.
Yeah.
But I will discover new artists. At least once a month, I'll be like, "Oh, this is my new stuff," and like roll with it.
But I have like certain songs from every decade, from the 50s to today, that I love.
What's your 50s song?
I mean, I couldn't tell you off the top, but like I have one of my favorite stations is 60s at 6 on my Sirius XM. Like that's saved in my that's in my rotation.
That's a little more rocking. The 50s a little more doo-woppy. It's a little harder to find. Like I just happen to be like an Earth Angel guy.
Yeah, that's a great
song.
song.
That song.
Yeah.
I really do.
I mean, to me, a lot of the 50s and 60s, whenever the decades come together, they kind of blend together, so it's kind of hard to like which, But
I guess that's true, but 60s you start to develop rock.
Yeah.
And that changes things a bit.
Yeah.
Early 60s was doo-woppy.
Yeah.
Even old Bob Marley's doo-woppy.
Yeah.
Like you get back in like the late 60s, early 70s when they're kids, they're in suits and singing doo-wop.
Yeah.
And they're
I love the bands that have the lead singer and the backup guys doing the dance behind them. That to me, it doesn't get any cooler than that.
I tend to agree. Because all I wanted to be was the guy who could dance, but I can't. So I had to sing.
But then you see like the boy bands, you're like, you're not doing it right. Like wear suits and do the cool shit that the Motown guys did. Those guys were doing it right.
You're obviously not paying attention to K-pop.
Oh, do they do that?
They rock more of the suits, but still do that. It's like their look is clean.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
And you're correct in that I'm not paying attention to K-pop. You got me on that one.
Yeah.
Busted.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
I never thought that would stick, but
yeah.
You just admitted to it. What a weirdo. One penis gun to the temple for you.
And of course you are. That's Korean pop, right?
Yeah, K-pop.
Yeah.
Don't say Korean. You sound stupid. It's K-pop. People are going to make fun of you. You don't want to get made fun of talking about
like
K-pop.
Kmart? I'm confused.
Like you just dropped the occasional BDK bomb on people.
Oh yeah.
They're like K-pop? I mean, BDK's good.
BDK, yeah. I got their whole collection.
That's all you got to do. Don't look stupid now. I'm looking out for you.
We had baseball tournament on Sunday, and all the 11-year-olds were in the dugout talking, they're cool, hip, whatever, and they're talking about Fortnite and all this. I was like, "What's Fortnite?" And they all look at me, and my son looks at me. He's like, "Dad, come on,
embarrassing.
Don't do that." I was like, "Is that like Pokemon?" And they all lose their
Pocky
shit.
Man?
Yeah. It's like my running gag. I mispronounce everything just to try to sound like the lamest dad ever.
I always say Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I've said that for years.
I love.
My boys will be like, Lady Gaga. I'll be like, who? They're like, Lady Gaga. I'm like, oh, I like her. Yeah,
Lady Gaga's good. I love. My girls are always so embarrassed. They're like, Dad, you're annoying us. Like, look, I like your music. Lady Gaga is good.
Lady Gaga is super talented.
They don't like it. They don't like it.
I'm like fully embracing dad jokes and like,
oh, I've lost it.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm over. So actually, all right. I saw something this weekend I do like. So football's been weird, right?
Yeah,
football's been weird. We don't have people in the stands for the first Bears game. They actually did put all the fans in the stands, and they were all digital, like individual.
Yeah, that looked kind of cool.
From a distance, it looked great.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would zoom in though, and you would see a guy like
it was always the same angle, which was weird.
Yeah,
it was like that one corner angle.
They would occasionally though give you like a close up, and the best is like you're looking at them all, like check them out, and then you would occasionally catch a glitch where a dude just like quickly just like convulses and leans over at the hip like and you'd catch that. I'd be like, that's awesome, because they were actually using enough computing power to do individual people, which takes a lot of power when you got to put 50,000 people in the stands.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get the occasional glitch. But this weekend, in the NFL, in the stadiums themselves, when we're here at home, we hear crowd noise despite there not being a crowd.
Yeah.
in the stadiums themselves, you are allowed to play up to 70 decibels, and you can only go down to like 20 decibels.
Yeah.
And so there is.
But for those who don't know, 70 decibels is not loud.
No.
So, like, if you're standing in a room with nothing going, maybe the HVAC. I'm not talking about window. I'm talking about just the HVAC on. You're getting about 55 decibels. Like,
no.
Yes. Yeah, I do it it's my job. Like, it is nothing. 70 decibels is like, right now, we'd peak out, we'd be hitting 70 decibels just talking.
Well, I think, maybe it's 70 decibels, all these people. I don't know. Maybe each. All I know is, like, you could hear it at the Seahawks game last night, but they were only allowed to go to 70. Like, they would bump it up to the full 70, and then they'd come down. You could tell, like, when the home team's on defense, you crank it up a little. Are you looking up decibel rankings?
I have a decibel meter on my phone, so you can see it spiking when I talk.
Yeah, but I can't tell what that. I don't know what a hertz is. Oh, down here at the bottom.
Right here, that orange number at the bottom that's jumping all over the place.
We're averaging 75 decibels.
Yeah. That's just talking in a room.
I know. Yeah, 97 decibels there. So that was a 97 decibel scream.
Yeah.
So
but like
that's 70 decibels. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Stand corrected. So
that's why I was educating you a little bit.
I appreciate that.
I didn't want you to do the whole BTK K-pop
Don't look stupid. Yeah. Don't look stupid. So did you say BDK or BTK?
BTK.
D.
BDK?
Yeah. Now I need to look. I
think it's BTK.
No, now I'm looking. No, I think that was the murderer.
BTK? What murderer?
Look, now I'm screwing it up. That's nothing. I'm giving you bad info.
Everybody's yelling at their phones right now. I think it's BTK. No?
I've given up, dude.
It's something K, right?
BTS.
BTS.
Damn it.
We're way off.
Both looked stupid. Edit.
Fix that in post.
I'm going to be like, Joey, don't sound stupid. They're like, BTS.
We're going to lose all of our K-pop listeners.
Both of them. They don't review anyway.
Yeah.
But I was watching the Eagles game, right?
Give us a 5-star and tell us how stupid we are with our K-pop knowledge.
That's fine. Yeah. BTS. That's what I said.
I'm more of a BTO guy.
Yeah, I know you are. I was going to dad joke you into a BO joke, but I let it go.
Come on, Bachman and Turner Overdrive. They're awesome.
Let it go. But so they're pumping in crowd noise, right, into the stadiums.
Yeah. And
the guy at the helm has the ability to say, crank it up, they're on defense.
Yeah.
Bring it down, they're on offense. And it's a bad call.
Yeah.
Like against the home team.
Boo.
You can kind of boo it.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if Carson Wentz of the Philadelphia Eagles at home didn't get booed on 2 separate occasions by the guy running the board.
Well, that is fitting, right?
But that's the thing.
Is that the most Philadelphia thing ever?
The one dumbass that they hired to actually work the soundboard is booing the home team.
What was it, like a good play, though? Like, did he make it?
Like he threw a pick, and he's walking off the field, and he's, boo!
That's
boo.
what would happen at Philly.
But how
That's
crazy
exactly.
The guy knew enough to go.
I know, right? Did he get shit canned? He's got to be shit canned, right?
No, he probably got promoted. He's probably the GM of the team now.
I mean, you can't give a cheer. Like, you throw a pick, like, you can't be like, yeah.
But you can just do light rumblings. You could do he full on.
No, he should do the
But this guy in Philly is channeling his full blown Philly fandom.
He can look.
There was one time Carson Wentz was just walking off after a 3-and-out. Boo!
Hey,
boo.
Carson, you suck.
Yeah, you.
Why is that
suck.
even programmed in there?
Yeah, like it's amazing. This guy's just throwing shade at the home team like crazy.
You can take the dude out of Philly, even though he was still in Philly, but you can't take the Philly out of the dude.
No,
I mean,
I was so proud. I was like, look at my man, and that's what I said. I actually liked it because I was like,
oh yeah,
I was like, you understand that Philly is they're just rough.
Yeah,
they're just rough, and so. We're gonna boo you.
They have some awful fans.
Yeah, and they got recordings of them.
Yeah,
and they're using them. Good on him.
Maybe they were live streaming, like people watching it, and people were actually booing.
That's what we were talking. We were pontificating about that over here over the weekend. That you should be able to pay like a couple dollars and have your voice piped in.
Yeah.
And then if enough people, like say you sell every seat, and they all have mics and they scream, like whatever volume it gets to is what it gets to.
Yeah.
That's actually a relative. You can only sell as much as you can hold.
Yeah.
And maybe you only give it to season ticket holders.
Yeah. But then I think I heard a story about where like somebody did that at a soccer game and like a group of people started chanting. Like they got like a couple hundred people to start chanting the same thing. It was offensive. So like,
what are the odds?
Yeah, exactly, right? So there's probably the catch. And would that happen in Philly?
Yes.
Let me think about that.
Yeah, 100%. They would figure out a way to virtually piss on the seats.
Exactly. To figure out how to throw snowballs at Santa.
Yes.
Virtually.
For an extra $20, you can throw snowballs at Santa. Done. 100,000 snowballs coming out.
I got a 100 spot. Put me down for 5.
Yeah, it's $20 a snowball.
Yeah.
Philly would make more money without fans than they ever did with fans.
For sure.
How much would a battery cost? I mean,
it's
a high price tag.
We got double A's for $2. Now you want a D cell? Oh, that's going to cost you.
Whatever that big rectangular battery that goes in the old school.
Yeah,
like
the 6-volt battery. Yeah.
That's the one. You got to start throwing those.
You don't even have enough arm. You're like hitting the guy in front of you in the back of the head if you were there.
It's $100,000. You get a car battery.
One of the first football games I ever went to was UVA made it to the Peach Bowl. I think it was 98. So me and some buddies went down there to Atlanta. It was in the Georgia Dome. Massive football stadium. 100,000 people. And at the time it was the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. And you got to your seat, and at every seat there was a little stuffed Chick-fil-A cow, eat more chicken. Placard on it. And sure as shit, UVA went up 21-0, and they blew that lead. And at the end of the game,
all those cows.
Dude, it started raining down cows. Stuffed cows from everywhere. And, of course, we were in the nosebleeds, and people were still throwing them. And if you've ever been to a big football stadium,
how do you make that toss?
You're not. You're basically throwing it to the first level people,
so they can throw
it out to the field. Here, you do it.
That's fine.
Yeah,
whatever it takes. Just keep them coming.
Yep.
Blew a 21-point lead. What are you, the Falcons?
You're the Cavaliers.
Throw that shit.
Did you see that article about the guy who bet on that Falcons game?
I saw that he bet $35,000 to win $1,000.
It was $35,000. It was a money line bet, like during the game when they were like up 14 points, like with like a few minutes left.
Who in their right mind?
Who has $35,000 to win 1,000?
Who's so drunk that they're like, you know who will never blow a lead? The Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah,
the team most well known for blowing leads.
Yeah, they blew the Super Bowl when they were up like a lot to 3 or something like that.
That was heartbreaking.
But yeah, this dude bets a money line bet $35,000 to win like $1,050.
How do you even feel confident that that's going to work out?
Yeah,
like I've seen enough sports.
Well, and if you have $35,000 to piss away, what's an extra $1,000 going to do for you?
So it was what? So that's what, $350 to win one?
Yeah,
is what this dude decided to bet, and he just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah,
$350,000.
Yeah,
brilliant.
35,000, not 350,000.
Yeah, then he'd be stupid.
Yeah, then he'd be dumb. Really?
Yeah, no, God forbid.
I've done some money line bets and had some success, but the problem with them is when one goes south, it takes all your winnings away. Because you're betting $100 to win 15.
Well, this is why I don't gamble anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm not very good at this.
Yeah.
Even though I would like to.
Oh, I love gambling.
That's the problem.
But you know what I hate? Losing money.
There's something about having $10 on a game though. Like the bet doesn't have to be that big. Because I actually stop having fun at a certain point. Like I can put 10, I'm enjoying it. 20, I'm enjoying it. $50, that is. Yeah. I'm already starting to get a little nervous about. I'm losing.
Queasy.
I'm losing my fun factor.
Palms are sweaty.
I put $100 in a game. I'm not having fun. This is like a whole thing.
This is a business venture I've jumped into.
Yeah. Now I'm at work for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So,
and even if you win, it's like you've literally like stressed a year of your life off just watching.
That's why a good $10, $20 bet, it's always fun.
And I always like, when I do gamble, I always like taking the long shots because I'd rather bet less and win more and lose less.
Oh, yeah. The year the Cubs won the World Series, I cleared a bunch of money on a small bet.
Yeah.
It was great.
I mean, betting $5 to win $5 is okay, but like betting $5 to win $50, you're like, okay, now this is fun.
No, you see, I put 50 on them at the beginning of the season as like a future bet to win the World Series. I cleared a ton of money.
What were their odds?
Whatever it would take to get me to like over $500.
Yeah.
So at least 10-1, and I feel like it was actually closer to like 20-1 at the time it went off. So that was like,
yeah, because they hadn't won a World Series in forever, and it was like,
yeah. But the Cubs always have inflated numbers. I remember it was somewhere between, we'll call it $800, like whatever it worked out, but $50 translated. I was like, that was not a bad bet.
Well, then it's like, it's like if you and I were to bet $5, whatever. But like if I can get in on a group bet, like I'm doing one of those suicide pools right now, and everybody threw in $5. It's like, okay, this is fun. Like we'll get a few weeks out of it, and I think there's 14 dudes in it, so it's not even like,
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
yeah. That I ended up spending all of that Chicago money before it hit too. Like as soon as they got to the World Series, I was like, well, I got like $800 coming. So I'm going to get a plane ticket. I'm going to fly to Chicago.
Oh, that's right.
Like
you went there.
I spent all that money before it ever happened. But it ended up working out.
But paid for your trip.
Paid for the whole trip. I mean, I was in the bars in Chicago drinking.
With two of your best friends. So, I mean, that's a life experience that you'll never get back.
Rest in peace to Charlie Gracia. He just, his birthday was just this past weekend.
Yep.
So give a shout out to him. But yeah. I mean, that memory, to be able to spend a time with him, not knowing that he was going to pass away so young.
Yeah.
Like, how great is that I got to hang with that guy and do.
And you converted another good friend to a lifetime Cubs fan.
Yeah, that piece of shit. Well, forever.
He got to bask in all the glory.
He went none of the history. He showed up day one. He bought that hat.
Yep.
He put it on his head, and he just walked around. He'd be like, how long you been a diehard Cubs fan? This is what he would always ask the people.
Yeah.
They'd be like, what about you? And he's like, Tuesday. I'm like, you're such a dick. It was fun, though. It was certainly
Sounds like a fun trip.
It was. So the only other thing I saw this weekend that I really liked, I saw one other thing. I don't watch the Emmys. I'm not a big Emmy guy or award shows guy. I don't really care about
They did them
those.
this year? For what?
Virtually.
Was there... But, like... Isn't that like best like were there any new shows this year? Like isn't that all like
next year's are going to be the ones that are tough to get.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like but Dave Chappelle won one this year.
Uh-huh.
And for a show that got completely panned.
Oh yeah, cuz his I remember when he had a couple specials come out and like all the critics were all over his ass, which I watched one or two of them and it was of course classic Dave Chappelle.
I don't know how
awesome.
if you don't like Dave Chappelle, then you just don't understand humor.
Yeah.
So just please stop telling me your opinion about humor.
Yeah.
Because you just don't get it.
It's like the person that goes to eat Thai food and it's like, let me start off with saying I hate Thai food and then I'm going to review the restaurant. It's like, well, then go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I don't like curry. I don't like peanuts.
Yeah.
I don't like spicy stuff.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah.
Well,
find a new job.
Yeah. So Chappelle got completely panned for one of his. And his acceptance speech, he used one of the greatest lines. He said to the critics, he was like, critics, I was like, I would like to use this as a teaching moment. Shut the fuck up. And I'm like, I love that line. Like you hear that in corporate speak all the time.
Yeah.
Like you're getting your review and it's like 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. You see right here? Let's allow this to be a teaching moment. And then like they like
Yeah.
And you always hear it as like the most polite way to go, you got to tighten up.
Yeah.
When he used this as a teaching moment in that context and then told him to shut the fuck up, I was like, I am not using this particular phrase enough in my life.
Shut the fuck up?
No, this is a teaching moment.
Oh, okay. I like shut the fuck up too.
Yeah, no, he what did he say? This is a teachable moment. That's what he said. This is a teachable moment. That's such a nice way. That's like bless your heart.
Yeah.
Such a nice way to take him down. But the other thing I love about Chappelle.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but a lot of these critics are just, to throw back to what we were talking about earlier, just being contrarian. Well, everybody likes Chappelle, so they want to be the one outlier who's like, he's not on his 98 game.
So everyone says we're in cancel culture. We've also for a long time
2008, whatever it was.
We've also been in a long time the hot take culture.
Oh yeah,
you got to say something that's over the top.
Oh, how many people? That's just what they do. I mean, that's what ESPN has turned into. And Fox Sports 1,
everyone's got the hot take.
Yeah,
so everyone thinks Tom Brady's washed up. Everyone thinks hot takes are where it's at.
Yeah,
and so I think they were all going for their hot take.
Oh, everybody said the Clippers were going to win the championship.
Hot take, Jimmy Butler's coming for you.
Yep.
So the other thing I love about Chappelle, though, and he's been doing this forever. He's an unabashed smoker.
Yeah,
he smokes. In the way Dennis Leary used to smoke, but didn't have the staying power to keep smoking.
Dennis Leary always came across to me like smoking was part of his stage act,
but not really a smoker, maybe.
Yeah, Dice Clay.
Dice Clay.
Yeah,
Dice Clay used to put his hand behind his head and smoke from the other side.
And they both kind of wore the leather jackets with the belts
we're
and shit
tough
on
guys.
it. Yeah,
Chappelle's I'm not a tough guy. I'm a hardcore smoker.
Yeah.
I smoke constantly. And the entire time he gave his acceptance speech, he purposely would take a big drag of the cigarette and then speak so the smoke would just keep coming out like a dragon.
That's a pretty gangster move.
It is a gangster move because anybody who smoked for any amount of time knows that the least comfortable thing you can do is have a conversation so the smoke is just slowly coming out because it sits in the back of your throat and feels like death.
Or if you're a great smoker and you've been doing it a long time, it's just second nature.
You have to be so hardcore.
Yeah.
And he gave his entire acceptance speech, and he would take pauses, take big old drags, and then just start talking. Never exhale.
Yeah.
Because he wanted that smoke to And I was like, Dave,
even as a non-smoker, you're like, that's pretty gangster looking.
Dave's making it look cool again. If anyone's going to bring back smoking, it's him. Marlboro, listen up. Put Chappelle on a billboard.
Put him on a horse.
That's your guy. You know what I mean?
That's your new Marlboro Man.
Yeah, make Chappelle the Marlboro Man. Eventually it'll catch up to him. It caught up to the Marlboro Man.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to work. But right now, nobody looks cooler smoking.
Yeah.
And smoking, I don't care what people say. Smoking looks cool.
Look,
it smells horrible.
I'm an anti-smoker, and I have no problems with people that smoke.
You smell like shit.
You do smell like shit.
It didn't used to be that way. But now that no one smokes,
yes,
the smoker stands out when they come in a room every time.
I was riding down the road the other day, and I saw a big puff of smoke coming out of a truck, and I could instantly smell it.
Yeah.
Like that, because it's only, and I grew up around smoke. Everyone around me smoked. Never noticed it. But
windows up.
Yeah, tiny little crack.
Yeah. Ashtray full, weeks of cigarettes.
Dumping it out in the parking lot. Real classy.
That's how we roll.
Yeah. But, now that no one smokes, if you've been around someone who smokes, you can, if you were around someone that smoked and you came around me, I'd be like, you were around someone that was smoking. That's how sensitive everybody's noses are to it now.
Yeah, absolutely. It stands out.
Yeah.
But not when Chappelle does it. He doesn't smell like smoke.
No.
He smells like baby powder.
That's right.
Smells great. Smells like a stripper. He's perfect. I just love that he's bringing smoking, or at least he's never stopped. He's never, but
I love that he's being him. He's being himself, and that's what he's always been.
All he's ever been, and that's what makes him so great. Is he was like, I'm gonna walk away from all this money. I'm gonna walk away from all this. I'm gonna tell jokes that are wholly inappropriate because they're funny.
Yeah,
good on you.
I saw a headline. I didn't read the article because that's kind of how
how you roll.
Well, that's how we all roll.
Yeah,
honestly.
Unfortunately,
but the headline said that Prince told him he agreed with him for walking away from the money, which I'm sure the article was just going to tell me more of what I assumed the headline said.
Yeah,
he probably he was friends with Prince and went to him and was stressing out, and he's like, dude, if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
You've got the money.
Yeah,
go use it to your advantage. You're not indulging in this extravagant lifestyle.
I was never mad at him for doing that.
I was mad the show went away, but I was happy for him.
Yes.
That makes, the individual, I'm like, I'm good with you.
Our younger listeners probably don't understand because they weren't watching it live.
It was a game changer.
But that was a game changer. Kind of like when South Park first came out. Like, that was a show you caught live. Like, you didn't miss that show.
No, you were shocked.
Yeah.
But Chappelle's show was the best. That dude has always been right of center. Like, he's always been outside of the lines.
Yeah.
You know, he's always caused problems, always caused controversy. And then when he gets caught up in it, he's like, I don't care.
A big double middle finger.
Yeah, I don't care. And I just love that the way he gave that acceptance speech, I was like, that is just so Chappelle.
And then you read articles about him. He's living like some small farm town out in Ohio. And he's still doing shows. He's doing live outdoor shows all the time.
He's been doing shows through this whole thing.
Yep.
Like little tiny smatterings of people.
Yeah.
He's like, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
That's just been his attitude from day one. Yeah, we should smoke, we should drink, we should do whatever it is that makes you happy. Just don't compromise you.
Yeah.
Do what makes you happy.
But he's fought like he's doing the outdoor shows and keeping the distance and stuff like that. So he's playing by the rules.
That's been his thing. He goes on tirades about equality that are like over the top, the angles he takes, and you're like, where's he going with this? You might get one laugh. He'll do 4 minutes and just put everyone in their place.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wanted to talk about. And I'm like, respect, man.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Dave Chappelle. I love everything he stands for. He is like one of the few people that gets it. Like, I'm going to do me. You can be upset at this or you can embrace it. I don't really care.
And I'm with you. Like, who doesn't like this dude? Like, who doesn't laugh their ass off at his specials? Like, I personally don't know anyone. I mean, I don't know anyone who doesn't find him to be brilliant. So, congrats, you smug fucking critic. Like, you got your name out there by being a contrarian, but to what end?
Yeah, you failed. You've ruined your credibility. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I love Chappelle. I hope we maintain our credibility for that long. It would be. I think
we're truthful when it comes to that kind of talk.
We try to.
Yeah.
We try to, but we also keep a lot under wraps.
But no, I mean, like, when we're biased and homers toward things, we put it out there. Like, this is us.
I think everyone knows exactly where we stand, even if we don't talk about it. I mean, I think we wear it on our sleeves, but there are things that we've always tried not to touch. And I think that's mostly because the nature of the show, I've always wanted it to be an escape and be more about first world problems and less about politics and bullshit that divides people. I'd rather be part of the thing that's bringing people together without espousing my political beliefs and all these. I mean, I'm sure it's come out. People know probably where I stand and where Healy stands and you stand, and Stu thinks the earth is flat. That's Pat. But
we all get together and have a good time.
And that's the thing. We don't all agree on a lot of these like bigger issues sometimes. But I think that's what I like. But then when we come in here,
safe space,
we purposely try not to bring people down with our views, because some of our listeners are so right.
Yeah.
And some of our listeners are so left.
Yeah.
And I hear from those people, and you get those people together, and they argue.
Yeah.
We had an argument break out here yesterday.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear about it.
Oh, my gosh. A topic came up, and the one dude was like, hold on, back it up. What did you say? Where do you stand? And, like, you could see them starting to ramp up.
Yeah.
And it was like, ooh, interesting. But we're all here.
Yeah.
No one got mad at each other. It just elevated very quickly.
Yeah.
And it was like there was a conversation that I kind of like moderated a little. I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
You can't deny this. You're not wrong about this.
Yeah.
And like kind of got it back to even. It was like, all right, I'm going to go have another beer. But it's good to see that kind of like dissension and conversation that doesn't fall into just yelling and arguments.
It's funny you tell that, because you and I had not discussed this prior to the show, but on my dad text that you guys have heard me talk about, I'm on a group dad text with 8 other dads in my neighborhood, and we all have different views and different things. And one of the dads sent out a text last night. He's like, hey, on another group text, things kind of got off the rails today. You know, but I hope you guys know that this text is about fun, good times, and friends, and let's keep it that way even if we have disagreements. And everybody agreed. Everybody's like, of course. Like, if you can't disagree and still be friends with somebody, what's the point? Like, that's what it's all about. And it makes me
tend to agree.
It makes me sick when people can't have that.
But I think people have asked, like, there's a reason we don't touch on those things.
Yeah.
I don't want to divide people.
No.
I want to be something where people can go for an escape.
Yeah, I said this as a safe space, but seriously, if you ever come here,
no, it's
we bust balls.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
Oh yeah,
you say whatever the hell you want.
You can get mocked and
probably
made fun
tell
of.
you why you're wrong.
Yeah,
I won't be mad at you.
No,
because you being dumb does not affect me. You're just an idiot.
Everyone can be wrong.
But I've liked that we've held that kind of, like, especially with all the craziness in the world.
Yeah.
Like, we try really hard. Avoid politics. We try to avoid sports, but we do talk about sports, but it's always like a gambling or a dude under a tractor. Doesn't really tie it. But
playing football.
But trying to find a different angle.
Yeah.
You know, like a Philly announcer booing. I think that's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily getting into the weeds of like which running back is going to go off this week.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
That's been talked about way too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
It's frustrating how much
Turn
that
on
gets talked
any
about.
You know, how many sports channels are there anymore?
3.
I mean, there's a ton.
In Richmond, there's 3, I think, and it's like, and then you got 4 political channels.
Yeah.
And you could listen to them, and one's gonna tell you this is absolutely right, and there's no middle ground, and the other will tell you this is absolutely right, and there's no middle ground.
Funny thing
It's
is,
like,
that's what sports does. Like,
yeah, they divide.
oh,
Hot takes,
Kamar's going to go off this week. The other guy, he's not going to do anything. Okay, well, you're both experts in your field. Which one is it?
Yeah, talk to you Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, lighten up, people.
Have a good time. Have a
Life
drink.
is short.
Yeah.
Life is way too short.
Catch up with your friends when you can. Make some memories.
Yeah. Talk to your family.
Yeah.
Talk to your friends. If somebody has a different opinion than you, do yourself a favor. Listen to them.
Yeah.
You spend all your fucking time on Facebook in the echo chamber, and you keep being reiterated.
I like getting a new point.
I love a new point.
Yeah.
My favorite new points are the ones that make me go, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
That's called a teachable moment.
That's
people.
right.
Enjoy those because they don't come.
Nope.
They don't come enough.
They can if you open your small ass stupid mind.
That's not nice, Troy.
Well, that's to everyone. Because like you said, it's the echo chamber, right?
No, it is, and it's heartbreaking because
Yeah.
it just reinforces until you end up one of these hardcores.
Yeah.
There's a lot of angles out there, and if you listen to all sides of it, there's always something that makes sense, and then there's always something that dude's probably wrong about.
I never thought I'd be like best friends with a guy from Arizona, Chicago, D.C.
It's a
I
weird
opened
combo.
my mind.
It's a weird combo. It's a weird combo. But look at you now.
And you're hanging out with a white trash guy from Mechanicsville.
Never thought
yeah,
I'd see the day.
Exactly.
Never thought I'd see the day. Where I grew up, you guys didn't exist.
Exactly, yeah.
You would have been a serious anomaly
Yeah.
where I grew up. So, but that's good.
That's right.
I like it. Look, people, just have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life. Be good to everybody.
Hit us up. Interact with us. We enjoy the interactions. We like hearing from you guys. Like we've talked about a million times over, we don't do it for the money.
God, no. It's almost impossible. If I tried to live on this,
Oh, God.
oh, my poor kids. But the dog would go first.
We'd have a lot more free time because we'd all be divorced and living together.
Yeah, I bet I can still accomplish that.
Yeah.
Even with doing this. Now, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to head over to our Facebook page, please do so. Like us, share the show with people. They come out every Friday. You can just easily share the episode. Or you can always head over to the Gmail. It's insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. As Troy said, rate, review. It's always a good call. If you haven't picked up any sunglasses this year, well, you fucked up. It's fall. But you can still get a good deal. You get 30% off by dropping ITPH over at Nectar Sunglasses. And you can reach out to us on Twitter and Instagram at ITPH Podcast. If you have too much money,
Yeah.
you can always Venmo us at Inside the Pallet House. I see. I got it right this
Yep,
time.
you nailed it.
I'm getting better, Troy. I'm learning. I'm listening.
It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to keep.
I'm going to go get a pack of smokes.
There you go.
I'm picking it back up for Chappelle.
What do you call them? You call them something else. No, you don't call. You call cigarettes something else. Have a. What do you call them? You have a nickname for cigarettes when you smoked. I can't believe I've forgotten this. I
Yeah,
really
when they
can't
go-
believe you've forgotten it.
Well, I'm sure if you handed me a cigarette, I'd be like, he went out back to burn one or something. A heater? It's not a heater.
No.
I know what you're talking about. For some reason, I'm not bringing it up.
As soon as you hit stop, we'll remember it.
We will. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
It's Smoke a Jack.
Yeah, that's what it is.